without doubt, those who know a little bit about the history of this land, the ownership of this land started back, I think, in 1869. That is when the first chair was bought at the cost of 20 bob by these Wazee and some who have already left. Na mkiangalia hawa wazee mka hapa. Hawa ndio sasa wapi mama? Kuja. Kuja naonekana. Ni kama ataonekana. Nataka muangalie wale ambao wamestakiwa na kubomoa ua ya shamba ya Dr. William Samoei Ruto. Hawa 90 years. And remember, we were in Murang'a the other day with the 82-year-olds who had again been accused of belonging to Mogeki, and they were in the process of committing a felony. This is a trend of harassing people from our Kenya. The said piece of land, I only want to say this, Moi regime tried to take it away from these people. He did not succeed. Benjamin Kulei never took over possession of that land. Ruto now thinks that he can take it away from these people. We want to assure him he will not take it, less of our dead bodies. We will be there for these parents. And I want to thank my colleague lawyers and especially the younger people who have now taken it upon themselves to come and defend the community. We are under attack. And don't be cheated. We are under attack. And Jane Kihara and colleagues who are in Bunge, you are elected by these people to defend and protect them, not to abandon them and go to the highest leader, because that's what you have done. It's a very shameful thing for those of us who have never represented the way back.
I think there will be many of us speaking. So again, as indicated by my learned friends, we are here to stand in solidarity with the people of the Fifi. And most importantly, and this I want to go tribal and local because all politics is local, with the Kikuyu community who are being persecuted. For record purposes, is that we want to say that this land lays host to over 140,000 Kikuyus who are now facing imminent eviction from their ancestral land. Fortunately, the name of the person evicting them was mentioned by none other but the Member of Parliament for Naivasha, Honorable Jane Kihara. He did mention that the individual holding one of the highest office in this country is the one who is executing and perpetuating these evictions. And therefore we are saying, because we are in the new era of the new constitution, we shall come in and stand in the gap of betrayal. Our people have been betrayed by the leaders that they elected, but fortunately enough is that they gave birth to people who are able enough to stand in the gap of betrayal. And as such, and as previously indicated, we shall go to any length and strength to make sure that the individual's rights are protected and that somebody will not elevate himself to the higher towers of just thumping and saying that I have it all. We want to tell you, whoever is grabbing that land, because Jane Kihara mentioned you, that will not stop until justice will reign and flow like fountain and flow like river. So we are simply saying that we shall not relent until justice is done to these individuals. We want to thank one member of the county assembly, most sincerely, Honorable Jane Yetu. For record purposes, is that she has been able to stand with the people of Davivi. When cowards who are elected through UDA are chickening out to come and speak the truth and bootlicking, Honorable Jane Yetu, a UDA member elected, has been able to come and stand with her people. And that is the spirit that we want to speak to, and that's the invitation we invite. Thank you.
As you can be able to see, we were a number of advocates representing these residents of the Bibi farm who occupies a parcel of land that they tell us is 1,500 acres. That parcel of 1,500 acres, according to them, is part of a bigger parcel of land of about 5,600 acres that is currently being fenced out and people being evicted in order that a land grabbing scheme may be completed. According to the accused person, the only reason why they have been charged in this matter is to ensure that the local community on the ground and the residents and their families will be unable to oppose the land grabbing scheme that is going on. To that effect, we have made several applications in court for site visit that my colleagues will talk something about it, together with the issue of the validity of the charges, because we believe that the company that they say is a complainant is actually a company that owns land away from them and is only being used here to pretend that it is a complainant, because the true complainant that has caused them all this grief, taken them all over Kenya in various remands, cannot be disclosed in the charge sheet. And therefore, pursuant to the rights of the accused person under Article 50, we have made the necessary applications that all this information be provided for. The Honorable Magistrate has kindly allowed that application, that this information be provided. And of course, some of the issues are issues that will be dealt with by the High Court. And he has done well to reduce the bond for those who are unable to raise it, I believe, to about Kenya shillings 20,000 cash bail, and we are all happy for that. I believe the rest of my colleagues, because I have another case in the High Court, will brief you the other matter. But we are happy that this is a matter that affects the entire Gikuyu people. We are disappointed by some of the statements that are being made by the local leaders in Naivasha, abandoning their people and trying to say of our land that has been contested for more than 30 acres, they are betraying their people. It is in the light of that betrayal that we said as lawyers from Mount Kenya juries, Gema Wago, and all other individuals of goodwill that we are going to stand with the people who are being violated. The constitutions of Kenya, the Bill of Rights, will have to be taken seriously by all of us, which we do, and the rights of everybody will not be violated whilst Kenyan lawyers, and this is the mandate of every lawyer under the Law Society of Kenya Act. And that is why our emeritus chairman, president of the Law Society of Kenya, is here to repeat that very important issue, that the Bill of Rights is something that all of us as advocates swear to ensure that we defend. And it is with regard to that mandate that these people who cannot even afford lawyers, we are going to give them pro bono services so that they are not evicted from their homes through illegitimate police harassment and through illegal prosecutions. These are things we used to see in the 1990s, but Mr. Jeremiah, Honorable Jeremiah Kioni is here. He will be able to tell us more about it, alongside the kind of work now that my learned colleague, Mr. Ndegwa, he's had to be running around all over Kenya, trying to stop very many literal fires that are being lit over the violations of the rights of ordinary people. This is the return of Kenya to the dark days. We oppose it, but we shall do that through the necessary means provided in the constitutions of Kenya. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we have, as a group of lawyers, today pro bono represented persons who are accused of malicious damage to property and the ongoing evictions around the BBL. We are concerned, first of all, that despite the offense alleged to have been committed in Naivasha, that these persons and the accused persons have been brought to Nairobi, and we understand that there is another group that is supposed to be charged in Kajiado. We see that as an abuse and a departure from the normal criminal process, and we attribute that to an intention to violate the rights of the accused persons, and it is because of that threat that we have joined today with other lawyers to ensure that we give them pro bono representation. To the true owners of this case, we want to tell you that as advocates, we are prepared to challenge not only this criminal trial, but the intended acquisition of the property that is in dispute. That will be challenged in court, and we are going to ensure that we mount serious and credible court action to challenge the ownership of that land. To the politicians around the area where this land has been grabbed, we want to say that your duty is to your people, so that you took office to protect and advance the interests of your people. It is not yet too late for you to retrace your steps and to come back to your conscience and to stand with the people that elected you into office and are now being persecuted and harassed, and their property being grabbed by the very, very government that they voted for and they put in place. But the political question, we will leave it for the individuals to handle. But we urge you to come back to your conscience and to stand and defend the people as they agitate for what is legally theirs. And to the people in Namibia, we want to give you our commitment as lawyers that we will stand with you, we will walk this journey with you, and we will mount cases, and we will challenge all these illegal actions that are being taken against you, and we are going to ensure that ultimately you will stand and you will face the land where you have come from, and you will say that irrespective of the fact that perhaps you are going against the high and mighty of this country, that the Constitution of Kenya is there to protect you. That is our commitment to you, and we want to assure you that we will take all the necessary legal action to see that come through.
Members of the press, my name is Mwenda Njagi. I'm one of the counsels on record on behalf of the accused persons. The reason I've called this Mzee, who also happens to be my client, by the name of Mboge Wanyeki, he is 90-year-old man among the accused persons who are alleged to have destroyed the land in Dabibi. I secured his release sometimes last week, having paid the cash bail of 50,000 then, through the intervention of Honorable Jimmy Wanjege, who paid that cash bail and was released from industrial area. The other 28 who will not be able to raise. We are happy to report that at least the court has today revised that cash bail from 50 to 20,000. These are the kind of accused persons who are alleged to have destroyed that particular property. I wonder which strength he has to destroy Anakuona. But the most important thing is that there is a title deed of where my clients exist. The title deed dated 26th of March 1974 of 1,004 acres. That is a sweet property that they have existed, and we are wondering which new title has been produced by the alleged new owner. Without any fear of contradiction, on the 8th of March 2024, the Honorable Jane Kihara Area MP made pronouncements that that land is now owned by none other than Dr. William Samoei Ruto. Silence means consent. It's only fair and just if the alleged new owner has instruments of title to furnish us, and we know on what basis he's alleging that he has a title, whereas we have an already existing title which has been found to be a legitimate title at the ELC court in Naivasha. Secondly, I wish to mention that those actions which are happening there, they amount to offenses of grave concern based on the numerous people being affected, who are 140,000 who are facing imminent threat of eviction. And I wish to emphasize that the BBI case pronounced itself that presidential immunity does not lie when the person of the president engages in a civil wrong. In the fullness of time, we may consider to bring civil proceedings against the alleged new owner for purposes of damages to these persons who have suffered, because that veil does not exist when you engage in civil enterprise, which now are arising to a civil wrong. This is the embodiment of the persons facing eviction, and it's only fair. And I'm happy that in the fullness of time the court will grant us a site visit. We go to see that land that is alleged to have been owned by the said person. Thank you very much.